What's up, y'all? It's your boy Richie Skye, and we are back in the building. Yes, we back with another video. Listen, the news is popping off. As I promised you guys earlier, if you saw today's earlier video, I am back with another video. If you are watching in the chatterization, please let me know where you guys are watching from. I'm not going to rush through this video. I'm going to take my time. We're going to go through all of the information. There's a lot to cover. I'm actually really kind of condensing all this down into something that's a lot more bite-sized, because initially this video was going to be about probably 30 to 40 minutes long. But I was like, you know what? I don't want to like bog you guys down with so much information that it becomes unwatchable when someone wants to watch it later on. So also in slightly different location, I'm actually in the bed right now because I'm just trying to find a more comfortable space to film. And I like this. The lighting is decent right now because I have one of my lights in here. But, you know, for the most part, we're going to just be testing out a couple of different backdrops for just a little bit, just to figure out where I'm most comfortable doing these. Now, again, if you are just tuning into the chat, let me know where you guys are watching from. Thank you. Jamaica, Memphis, Tennessee. I see Louisville, Kentucky, Little Rock, Arkansas. Thank you guys for tuning in. Listen, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel down below. Hit the notification bell button so that you can stay locked onto all the new content. Also follow me on Facebook. We are streaming this live on Facebook as well. And be sure to join the texting community because I can send you a text message when we start a new video. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and stage dive into exactly what we're going to be speaking about today, okay? So Candiace Dillard is exposing some of the Real Housewives of Potomac castmates in a plot to sort of take down Monique. And I've been saying that there has been something going on with some of these ladies with regards to what the way they've been treating Monique, really honestly, since she's first kind of come onto this show. And it hasn't really made a lot of sense to me. But Candiace is calling it out. Karen Huger is calling it out as well. Not that Candiace is at this point in time on Monique's side in any way, shape, or form, but she did let us know that there were some shenanigans going on behind the scenes, and she put it out on blast on Front Street on her Instagram. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, most of the castmates will either tweet, or they will live tweet, or they will do, you know, videos on their Instagram stories or IG lives after the episode airs. And last night, I know for a fact that Monique did one, Candiace did one. I'm not sure who else did one. I know that Charisse was tweeting last night as well. And so they were all very active, which they should be. But Candiace's was very interesting because she spilled a lot of tea. And I actually decided to condense this video down, like I said earlier, into a more bite-sized sort of format so that you guys can easily digest it. And with that being said, I want to go ahead and stage dive into the plot that Candiace is revealing that the ladies were sort of plotting behind the scenes to take Monique down. So let's go ahead and get into this first video. And it's just a clip of what she was talking about.
We plotted against her and Andy's baby. Is that what she said? So, exclusive, extra. Read all about it. Leave my filter on because it's going to be on the blog so I look cute.
Yup.
Okay, this is new information. Monique claims y'all plotted against her at Andy's baby shower. So, there was a conversation about Monique not at the shower, but after the shower. We were eating somewhere. And there were a couple of people there with me. Several people there with me. And there was a conversation about someone plotting to spread a rumor that Chase was not Chris's baby. That conversation happened. I was there for it. I never contributed to the plotation of the conversation. ever. As a matter of fact, I said that would never fly and it should be dropped. I know that I also said that Monique talks a lot, and Robin said to me, oh, you talking about your friend? I was like, yes, but she's not here to defend herself, so let's not talk about her. And there were other things said, other kind of plotty things that were said. And I also want to say that I told Monique what was said at that dinner, but I was never a part of any plot there or anywhere else. You can hit me with any other scenarios and I will tell you what happened. I was never a part of any plot to plot against Monique. Like, it's just the narcissism. Why do you think everybody's trying to plot against you? You are not that important.
Wait, okay, so I just got to point out something. Candiace, you just told us that they were plotting against her, but now you're asking us a rhetorical question like, why would she think that anybody was trying to plot against her? It's probably because you just said that they were plotting against her. I'll continue.
You don't matter that much. You don't. It's the arrogance of it all. Yes, a parasite. That is the right word. Oh, yeah. That was going to be the rumor. Skye 1000. The rumor, let me get my filter on because it's going to be on the blogs. The rumor was going to be that it wasn't Kris's baby. It was a trainer's baby. That was what somebody was going to try and make the rumor out to be.
Okay, I just got to pause it right here just to sort of like, how foul of whomever was in this party, okay? And it was obviously somebody that was in this group right here, okay? Because these are the ladies that went to Andy's baby shower. This is when all of this was being plotted. But how awful to try to insinuate something about a cast member's child. Like, to me, I get it. You can go blow for blow with people. Y'all can go back and forth and stuff like that. But I just kind of feel like when you get to the point where you're talking about a child and making up scandals about each other's children, and it's not something that's factual, like that's when you get into like some low down dirty stuff. And Candiace is pretty much revealing that somebody there in that group was trying to do that to Monique.
And I said, that baby look just like Kris. That Kris Samuel spat that baby out. There's no way that anyone is going to believe that this is not Kris's baby. And I think that's why it never ended up coming out, why this person never started that rumor, because they knew they'd look stupid. Because
now, comment in the chatterization who you guys think this person was. Note, again, these are the individuals that were there for that event. Comment who you think it was, okay?
Chase looks just like his dad. Like, just like him. She must do if y'all had lunch and talked about it. I don't know. Wasn't involved. Someone may have been plotting against her. As a matter of fact, I know that somebody was. Her friend was plotting against her. Her friend who called me and every Tom, Dick, and Harry in town to tell her business was plotting against her. Yes. But that has something to do with me. I'm not involved. I'm not a part of that plot. So why am I being brought into the fold? Why am I being included in, lumped into this group of people that's plotting against her? Tanny_3, so much of my storyline was cut because of this. So much of my storyline was cut to make room for this. There were things that were lined up that were this close to happening. And then after this fight, everybody sort of halted. Like, it stopped production, like, in their tracks. It stopped all the girls, like, in their tracks. We couldn't really discuss anything else. Everything kind of got halted. But especially my story, because I couldn't function. I was so angry and violated and all over the place. I couldn't function. But my storyline would have been just fine, if there wasn't a wildebeest with no emotional intelligence trying to ruin everybody's life.
Okay, so clearly, you know, she's still, her and Monique aren't in the best of places, obviously. And it doesn't look like this friendship will be returning at any point in time soon, okay? But let's go down the list of who we think was in this plot. Obviously, we know Robin was a part of the conversation. Obviously, if Robin was there, Gizelle wasn't too far behind because, you know, they are the two green-eyed bandits, so to speak, right? So the other person that I feel like could have been there was Ashley, because she tends to roll with them. So it's kind of a toss-up about who all was at this little meeting. But it would actually hurt my heart a little bit if Karen was there, okay? I would hope that Karen was not in this conversation. I don't think that she would have been in this conversation because she rides really hard for Monique. And I don't think she would have been a participant in this situation. That's just me. I can't see Miss Karen Huger having this conversation at all about Monique and trying to find ways to take her down, right? But Karen Huger is sort of speaking out about what she feels about Gizelle and Monique, and we'll take a look at that right now.
My immediate response was, what the hell is going on? Gizelle co-hosting something with Monique. Gizelle has been absolutely jealous of Monique since season 1. And as Monique's very dear friend, I wanted her to guard herself against any attempt of fakery or shenanigans that Gizelle might bring her way later. So I just was, when I said I smell the skunk, I smell the skunk. You'll smell it too. Keep watching.
So
my immediate response was, what the?
That's Karen Huger basically calling out why she says she smelled the skunk after learning that Gizelle and Monique had lunch and they were planning Ashley's sort of coming out dinner or whatever, right? So she believes that Gizelle is jealous of Monique, you know, and, you know, it could be the fact that Monique lives in Potomac, you know, she has the lifestyle, she has, you know, the housewife life, you know what I'm saying? The ideal housewife life. So it's interesting to me that Karen Huger is basically calling it out. Now, also too of note is that I've had this sort of suspicion that Gizelle Bryant is kind of like the Lisa Vanderpump of this show, right? And, you know, two very interesting women, vivacious women, but also two very distinct sort of troublemakers, if you will. Now, Lisa Vanderpump has never been so, like, she's never really been bold about, you know, any of her sort of machinations behind the scenes, but other cast members have called her out continuously over the years. Now, With Gizelle's is a little bit more overt because she will come right out and say, you know, she will come right out and spread the rumors. She will come right out and say what it is. And she kind of gets away with it because, you know, she is, I think, one of the favored characters on this show, but also because she has a charismatic personality. You know what I'm saying? She's a dynamic woman. So obviously I put these two women side by side because I'm thinking you guys are kind of similar in this, in the fact that you are manipulating and moving the chess pieces on the board. And I am not the only person that thinks this, because Candiace also agrees with this assessment, and you guys can see it here in this clip right here.
We plotted against her and Andy's baby. Is that what she said?
Oh, give me 1 second, guys. I got to get to the other video. Here it is. My apologies.
For CS, I didn't look at her. I did not look at her.
And just a note to interrupt, sorry guys, she's talking about the cast photo shoot here, and if she had any contact with Monique during the cast photo shoot, and she's going to spill some tea about that, and then she's going to get into the Gizelle situation. So just wait for that.
I don't know if I can say the way that things really went down there, but the network made sure that there were bodyguards present. We had to have bodyguards at our cast shoot because of what one wild animal did. Gizelle is an instigator. Yes, that is her job, to instigate. Let me explain something to you. This is a TV show. We're making television. If there isn't a villain, we have no show. It's not necessarily Gizelle's job to coddle our feelings. It's our job to learn how to be smarter than / outsmart the Gizelles of the world, the Kenyas of the world, who's the villain on New York? I don't know. But there's one on every cast. It's one on every cast. Every cast has a troublemaker, a pot stirrer. Every cast has one. It's a part of the formula. Sorry, I'm like busting all your bubbles and breaking all your fourth walls.
So here, like I said, she's letting us know that Gizelle is pretty much, her role on the show is to sort of be the instigator. Again, different from sort of Elisa Vanderpump, who I believe, and I think most people believe, was pulling the strings behind the scenes. Candiace is basically letting us know that Gizelle is pulling the strings, but she's doing it in front of the screen. And I do think that she's making a good point here about how they have to be very wary of the way Gizelle moves the chessboard to her benefit, and to sort of, it almost feels to me like she set this whole thing up for Monique and Candiace to go against each other. Now, here's the thing. I felt like at a certain point in time, Monique is probably at the point where she's like, doesn't know who to trust on the show, because finding out that all of these people were plotting against her is enough for me to make me paranoid. So I just kind of feel like, at what point does she get a mental break during this whole situation? You know what I'm saying? And then with Candiace, I feel like Candiace is also sometimes a little overly feisty. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she sometimes digs herself in a ditch with the things that she says. Because if you guys watch her live, she said a whole lot more stuff about a lot of people that I felt like, oh no, Candiace, don't do this. Don't go down this road, because once you say certain things about people, you can't take them back. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that once you go to a certain place, it just takes things to another level that makes it harder to recover from. Because the great thing about these types of shows is the makeups to breakups. Y'all remember back in the day when we were first watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Nene, Kim, and Sheree were always, you know, mad at each other one minute, then the next second they making up, they're mad at each other next minute, somebody's tugging on a wig, and then they back to, you know, drinking, and then, you know, they messing over Dwight and stuff like that. Y'all remember that? That's what the core of Housewives should be. You know what I'm saying? A group of friends who can battle it out with each other, but find a resolve and find a way to make it back to each other in the core group of friendship. Okay. So I just feel like, you know, I feel like this is going to a very dark place. And I think that more stuff is going to come out as the episodes continue to move along. But this is just sort of a gist of what she had to say. Leah Denise, yes, Candiace's live is still active. You guys can go to her Instagram. I did put her source on here. I did credit her, so you guys can check it out there. Sandy says Candiace is the worst read of Basketball Wives, or of Real Housewives of Potomac, I would say. She's small, but her size doesn't matter because she doesn't bow down to anyone. Tej says that they're jealous of Monique. Monique seems genuinely too real for this fakery. You know, it's interesting. Pop Pennies, I agree with you about this. Gizelle playing this role of the bone carrier / the sort of Machiavellian type villain is so unbecoming because she is a likable character. You know what I'm saying? There's something about her that's likable, but you know, I don't really know. I agree. Karen is not involved in this mess. So I do think that there are people who are pulling at Candiace on one side. I feel like there are people who are pulling at Monique on one side. And then I also think that people are pulling and sort of even playing with Ashley in the background. I just think that the younger ladies are maybe being a lot more manipulated by some of the more, I would say, experienced. I won't say older. So I don't know. We'll have to see how things actually play out. You guys can watch Candiace's live. I think Monique also did a live last night as well. I was able to chime in on that. And also, just another random piece of news I want to update you guys on really quickly. And that is, most of you guys may know that Monique actually lost her bird yesterday. The bird flew away, the parrot flew away, but she was able to recover the T'Challa, okay? I'm actually trying to just pull up some footage real quick. Just to show you guys. I know one of my faves has this on here. I actually don't see it. But yeah, she was actually able to locate T'Challa. He is back. She found him. He flew back this morning. So that was good because I felt like a lot of people were, everybody was kind of up in arms last night about that because he had flown away. So that is some good news for Monique Samuels. So we're excited about that. Glad he's returned safely and no harm has come at all. So that's a really good thing. Now listen, let me ask you guys this question. Is it just me, or do you guys think that Gizelle is at the center of much of this controversy? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you think that, because I think that there's a little bit of Gizelle manipulating things also so that Charisse can come back into the picture. And I think that Candiace probably fell into that trap as well because, you know, as we know, Charisse and Candiace were swapped. Candiace replaced Charisse on the show. So I feel like Monique and Candiace fell into their trap. And as we have found out, give me 1 second, guys, to pull this up. But allegedly, Charisse was not even offered a paid role on this season. Let me pull it up. Actually, it was in one of their lives. I think it was in both Monique's and Candiace's live, where they basically said that Charisse is not being paid to be on this season at all. Like, she wasn't even given a mic when she was shown on the screen. Rika Thomas says, oh my God, where is it? Rika Thomas says, you got to play chess with these ladies, especially with Gizelle. I definitely think she is right. Somebody said, I don't think that Giselle's that powerful. I don't think it's that she's that powerful. I just think that she is moving like a snake. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of just, I realized that was a song, but I'm just saying. So anyway, this was a tweet last night. She said, I'm so happy that I Am Mrs. Samuels is no longer crying about her bird running away and is going on live to talk about me. I'm not thinking about you or your lies, boo. You'll fool some, but the truth always prevails. But the thing about it is, it was Gizelle that was the one who basically told all of us that it was Charisse who was spreading the rumors. So Charisse was outed by Gizelle in the episode. So EH Bunny, in Candiace's video, she said that she and Charisse became closer friends over the course of time, and they hung out sporadically, like on occasion or something like that. But according to the reactions from like even Robin, she was like, Robin didn't even realize that they were cool like that, as stated on the show. And then Monique let us know that when she was cool with Charisse, that Charisse didn't even like Candiace. So I don't know. I don't know if this is a case of the enemy of my enemy is my friend or what. But I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out. Elaine Brown says, go back to the season when Monique was introduced. Watch how Gizelle looked when Monique said, I have 4 homes. It was a priceless moment. That was the moment right there. That was a brilliant introduction to Monique, because Gizelle was basically kind of shading her by saying, oh, so you don't have a home? And she gave an honest response, and she said, no, I have 4. Mic drop. Easy breezy. So we'll just have to see how things continue to play out. I mean, you know, I feel like things are messy, and it's only episode 2. It's definitely going to get more and more and more messy as things go. Now, again, someone said that I should hold Candiace accountable. I do. Listen, and I stated it earlier. There are things that Candiace says that I don't like. There are things that she does on the show that I don't like and I don't agree with. I especially didn't like the fact that she brought out what this rumor was that they were all talking about. But the fact that she did bring it out now makes me think about how ultra low some of these ladies are trying to go behind the scenes to take a cast member out. And for what reason? What was the reason? What was the reason? You cannot like somebody and still not try to take them out. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they ain't really done nothing to you. You know, like nothing like that. Especially the fact that if you was mad about Monique having a conversation with Kendall, it was actually Charisse and Candiace basically co-signs this in her live, which I'm telling you guys to watch it. It's like 2.5 hours long or something, but go watch it. Candiace basically says, I think she admitted too also, or maybe somebody else did, that Charisse was trying to get Kendall. Candiace said it in her live. Candiace said that Charisse was trying to get Kendall to be a housewife that season. But the production ended up going with Candiace as the full-time housewife, and Kendall was just left as a guest. So she wasn't even a friend, right? She was a guest. But I believe she was paid based on what Candiace said for her appearance on the show. Now, you can't be so mad at Monique for that you completely forget that Charisse was the one who brought her in for all of these shenanigans in the first place, and other women on the show filmed with her. You can't still be mad at Monique about that without being mad at Charisse. And I know Gizelle is not mad with Charisse because she admitted in that episode to Monique at lunch that she was still that her and Charisse are cool. So I don't get it. I don't get all of these plots behind the scenes and stuff like that. And honestly, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've heard that this goes on a lot of these shows, but to sort of see it in action and to hear it from cast members' mouths that it's happening is disgusting to me. It's absolutely disgusting. Again, I go back to the Kim, Nene, and Sheree. You know, it was just an organic situation of drama and chaos and makeups to breakups, and it was just fun to watch. But this type of thing, I'm enjoying the season so far. I'm not going to lie to you. And it's interesting to see how this whole situation is being rolled out to us. And they're editing the crap out of this. And everybody is delivering. But just to know what is really going on behind the scenes, it's just disappointing to me. It's very, very disappointing to me. Somebody said something I just saw. Give me shelter. Oh, this is a good comment. I don't know if you guys watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but I'm going to tell you the truth. Okay, Charisse is pulling a Brandy Glanville, coming in on the show, causing some drama. Gizelle is pulling a Kyle, basically being the sort of go-between. Candiace is pulling a Teddy, sort of being the mouthpiece, because that's Teddy's role. And they're trying to do to Monique what Beverly Hills is doing to Denise Richards. That is how it's coming across. That's how it's coming across. So Lori Pepper asks, who is Kendall? I've been watching since day one. So Kendall was the ex-wife of Sherman, who Gizelle was dating in season 3, I believe. It was season 3, I think. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Because that was the first season that Candiace was on. And again, Candiace let us know on her live that it was between her and Kendall as to whomever would get on the show. And it ended up being Candiace who got the role as a full-time housewife, and Kendall did not. But Kendall was brought in by Charisse to ruffle Gizelle's feathers, because Gizelle had revealed on Watch What Happens Live that Charisse was dating a fireman while she was in the midst of her divorce from her husband, Eddie Jordan. I think I got all of that correct, just to take it all the way back. And this, JB, this is really what I'm feeling in my spirit. I need Katie back. LaQuisha said, this is what makes me mad about reality TV. Stop trying to reuse the same formula. They don't work for every city. Yeah, I mean, you know, you don't always, if you have a dynamic cast, you won't always need a villain, okay? You don't always need somebody who is making moves on the chessboard. The best times is when, at some point in time, everyone on the show may be a villain, right? Because that's life, right? Everyone on the show, the good thing about reality TV is that everything isn't always perfect. And it shows people, if it's really real, it shows people being imperfect, learning from those situations and moving on. Let's take a look at somebody who I feel like everybody can identify with, right? Let's take a look at Porsha. Porsha had her moment with Kenya Moore, okay? Dragged her down to the ground, right? But Porsha, even also too, she got caught up in the whole situation with Phaedra and Kandi and all that good stuff, right? But as you guys saw earlier in the first video from today, look at where Porsha is now from where she was, okay? She's now a fan favorite, and she has worked through the imperfections, and they've made her into something completely different, a completely different type of woman. And we've gotten to see that growth, right? So I just kind of feel like that's real, and that's something that needs to be seen, because those things, she did those things, but look at where she was able to grow to. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like that was a natural thing. She reacted. She had some bad reactions, but she blossomed. And even to the point now where her and Kenya had a season last season, at the beginning at least, where they were cool. And when Kenya wasn't on the show, they were supporting each other's, you know, baby. So there's always, what we want to see is that natural progression, right? That's the sort of progression that I feel like we hopefully can see with some of these ladies as time goes on, without the interference of somebody maneuvering pieces on a chessboard. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We'll just have to see what continues to happen. And I think that's what I'm looking for as we go through the rest of this season. Obviously, I want to see the plot unfold, and I want to see how everything comes to a head. And we're obviously going to see that. I think that the producers and the editors on the show are doing such a phenomenal job that we're really going to see, hopefully, each and every nuanced moment that occurs that leads up to the altercation and then beyond it. But I hope that what they don't try to do is use this as a way to try to get Monique off the show, because I don't feel like that's real life. I feel like real life is, you have a moment. Well, first off, let me be real about something. I would never ask anybody to drag me if I was not fully prepared to throw down or get dragged, right? That's something I would never do. On the other side, I ain't really about to fight nobody, but if you jump up and say drag me, you can't be surprised when they do. You can't call them a wild animal for doing it. They called your bluff because you thought they wasn't going to do it. There's that, right? So now it would be nice to see an organic reconciliation at some point down the line. Do I think it's going to happen this season, or and maybe even not next season? But what I will say is, again, with these types of shows, 5 years into the future, things could be so different that you just have no idea. Again, and that's why I use the Porsha and Kenya Moore example, because I just kind of feel like that's where we are. And then at the end of the day, I do look at this like a Denise situation where everyone is trying to gang up on one person, and to know from Candiace's own mouth that they were plotting against her, even from 2 years ago when Andy's baby shower was, that's some real foul stuff right there. And it makes that person even more of a fan favorite, because now we rooting for you. We rooting for her because we know that there was a plot to take her out. So, someone says that Monique lacks self-control. Hold on. Who said it? Glitter Girl says Monique lacks self-control. Yes, she may have lacked self-control in that moment. But at the end of the day, we've seen it happen on other shows before. And we've had the opportunity to see the ladies bounce back. Exactly. Somebody said it. Monique was fed up. Yeah. Oh, somebody said something really, really good that I thought was really. She's human. We all do things that we aren't proud of. And again, I feel like after you've been provoked and poked and prodded at, and you don't know who you actually feel like you can trust. Yeah, I mean, at a certain point in time, we all might come out swinging. It's only so much that you can be pushed. And you got to understand, you can't poke a bear. You can't keep poking a bear and saying, drag me, drag me, drag me. I just, again, I don't understand it. Whoever sent the super chat, thank you so much. True, Candiace did pick up a whole butter knife. So anyway, that's just that. I wanted to bring you guys these stories as well. I will go and I'm trying to work on some stories for tomorrow as well. I need to go and just take a break for a second, but I'll definitely be back tomorrow with some more information for you guys. Thank you, Leo, for that super chat. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this video. Again, thank you so much also for commenting and chatting with me. I love when you guys stick around to work the issues out with me and we can have a dialogue. We don't always have to agree. We can disagree respectfully. What else? There was another update I wanted to tell you guys. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell button. Guys, my website is down. I know some of you guys may go to the website every now and again. It's richieskye.com. It is down. I think it was hacked or something like that. I'm not really sure. I kind of am in shock by that because I'm like, who would really be hacking my website? Like, that's crazy to me. But according to Wix, it's not existent anymore, which is fine with me. Let me tell y'all something. I'm somebody who likes to be creative, and I built my website myself. When I wrote my ebook, that's in the description below. I wrote that myself. I formatted it myself. I like being creative, right? So I don't know who would do something like that. It's kind of like whack to me, but whatever. So give me a couple of days and I'll have the website re-uploaded again, because if I could do it once, I could do it twice. So no biggie on that. But for right now, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning into the channel. I will see you guys in the next video. I love y'all. Be safe out there. Wear your mask and stay motivated.